Associate appears to be in need of your assistance. I was about to fly out to Ishgard and track you down. You remember Katsith, the Maki familiar? We've been working with him on a plan to find Diabolus and the Queen's coffin. There have been void-sent sightings from pirates all over, so we know that bat-winged bugger is hiding someplace in the sky. We just don't know exactly where. And as we're going about pinpointing the location, Leoford and the feline are bickering over just exactly how. That's where you come in. If you have a spare moment or two, we could use a third opinion to break this stalemate. Besides all that, Leoford's eager to have another hand to help in the search, so come on over to the Parrock as soon as you're able. You know the way from here, don't you? I forgot you could actually roam around on here a little bit. Thanks for coming. The Cat and the Cat are inside, still having their discussion. Talk to Leoford, will you, before I strangle the both of them? If you're here to ask about the Queen's coffin, then you'd best turn around and walk straight out again. This aggravating furball's turned my mood sour as month-old goat milk. Leoford, Illusion's come all this way to help us, at your request, I might add. She deserves to hear where we stand on the search, at least. The search is giving me ulcers, is what it is. By all reports, Diabolus is lurking somewhere in the heavens, building up his forces, but the sky is a vast dome, as high as the ocean is deep, and we've not the pirates to scour every damn floating rock. That's why I tried my luck with Radlia. You remember her, don't you? Kevin the Talons, blonde hair, one eye, stole our bloody compass. Well, I've been eavesdropping with that link pearl I slipped into the case and hoping to catch something useful. But all I've heard from her and her sorry crew is snoring, grumbling, and japes about the Archbishop's holy nethers. In the end, it seems we've no choice but to do this the hard way. But a certain Mulin annoyance refuses to acknowledge the truth of it. You cannot possibly hope to investigate the entire sky with this meager handful of ne'er-do-wells. I find my suggestion to seek aid from your fellow pirate kings a perfectly reasonable one under the circumstances. Ah, stow it, you mangy alley cat. You've not the faintest idea of how the sky pirates operate. Best case scenario, we'd be locked into a deal to hand over any treasure we find, and that's assuming we weren't laughed out of the room to begin with. You now assume that every man and woman shares your base morality. If we made the attempt, I'm sure we could convince some few of the nobility of our cause. And so it goes round and round. Knowing pirates as I do, I find myself siding with the captain on this, but what of you? Any thoughts on the matter? See there? Even Illusion agrees with me. We proceed as we have been, and try to cover as much sky as possible. However we tackle things, though, we have a long road ahead of us. I'll see if I can't think of a better way to shorten it. You might as well head back to your adventures. Unless you're willing to lend us your experience in another matter, that is. Utada, our chief engineer, has been mumbling about the Void Ark and cursing under her breath for days. Might be as you can provide some insight into her dilemma. She's conducting her research in a sea of clouds, yes? Well, I should rather discuss the properties of the Void Ark than continue with this fruitless debate. I shall see you down there. Let's see here. What troubles you, Mr. Sutada? We were told that some matter regarding the Void Ark was causing no small measure of grief. Actually, I should update my stream info. I forgot to do that. There we go. Mr. Sutada, what are you... I feel so much better now. My apologies, Ketsith. You had the misfortune to enter my field of view just as I felt the intense desire to squeeze something warm and furry. It's a stampable ecto compass. I made another one, you see, identical in all respects to the first compass that Radlius stole. But look, it points in a completely different direction to where the Void Ark should currently be. I don't understand what I did wrong. I used the same plans, the same parts. I can imagine that would be infuriating, and you are certain there are no flaws in the design or the materials? Positive. I've tweaked and adjusted and replaced every single piece, but it refuses to function as intended. I'm on the verge of tossing the blasted thing over the edge. What do you make of this? Yes, the cause may indeed lie outside the compass itself. We must consider this dilemma over a broader perspective. Might you explain to us the principle by which the ectocompass tracks the Void Ark? It all comes down to etheric signature. I discovered that the Void Ark is encompassed by an energy of rather peculiar composition, so I simply tuned the compass to follow its unique trail. An energy of peculiar composition, you say? Of course. The ark was propelled by the siphon energies of Voidsent. Could it be that the compass was tracking not the vessel itself, but the ether of the entities imprisoned within? That would certainly explain why the compass now points in a different direction than one would expect. After all, Diabolus and the Shadow Queen are no longer on board the ark. Are you implying that if we plotted a course based on the readings from the ecto compass, we would arrive on the demon's doorstep, so to speak? Just so. Assuming my theory is correct, we no longer require outside assistance to pursue our elusive quarry. Oh, Stasia, what perfect timing. You won't believe the wonderful discovery we've just... Tell Inertia some spot en route to our nest. If it's revenge they're looking for, we'd best head back and make ready for them. Truce, Red Bill. We need your help to save Captain Radlia. You're one of Radlia's favorites. You threatened my crew, steal our compass, and now you come crawling to me for help? What kind of unholy mess have you cretins stumbled into? Aye, we took your damn compass, but it didn't show us the ghost ship. We ended up at some moldy old ruins, lousy with void scent. Before we knew it, some sort of spider demon was knocking our ships out of the sky. The two of us managed to pull away, but we saw what happened to them as we got caught on the ground. If the captain survived the massacre, she's stuck there with no wings to fly out again. Why don't you give that link pearl a listen, Captain? Might be as we can learn if Radley is alive or dead, at least. So much buzzing. Can't hear a blasted... Wait, I'm getting some words. They're after mhach artifact? Damn demons are searching. Hide. And then a bunch of screaming. Seems Radley is still kicking for now, but who knows for how long. If those screams were enacted, then consider me fooled. I don't think the Talons are laying a trap here. I've half a mind to leave Radley to her fate, but I never turn my back on an adventure, especially when the scent of treasure's in the air, eh? Now tell me where you found these ruins. You'll help us then? You're a good man, Red Bill. We left the captain in the Yafame Saltmoor just northwest of Mordona. In Yafame, you say? Then you must speak of the ruined shell of mhach itself. By Shitoto's black heart, could they be after the Null Stone? What's that, Puss? You think you know what those fiends are after? Right. Utada see that these Talons are patched up, then have the Ramail ready to fly. And don't spare the oil. You know I love to hear her purr. Lucian, Stasia, bring the furball to my quarters, and we'll have ourselves a chat about our impending trip to Old Mhach. Right, Furball, let's hear about this artifact that Diabolos is looking for. If I'm to speak of the Nullstone, then I must first explain the method by which Maquis sorcerers would bind the Voidsent into service. The more powerful the Voidsent, the more difficult it is to manifest in its presence in this world. Their own immense strength weighs them down like an anchor, you see, preventing them from breaking the surface of our dimension. And that is why they cooperate with mortal sorcerers. A mage can provide a suitable vessel for the summoning, or rip a large enough hole in the fabric of reality for the entity itself to step through. And let me guess, the mage forces the Voidsent to agree to a pact in return for the invitation into our world. That's correct, but it would be foolhardy to expect such devious and malevolent creatures to abide by the spirit of even the most carefully worded contract. Thus did the Maquis Magi construct an occult device that would more securely bind the Voidsent to their will, a safeguard of sorts, that, to the best of my knowledge, yet lies entombed within the remnants of the ancient city. The Nullstone was seen as a last resort. Should a Voidsent break its pact and turn on its summoner, the mage could use the relic to disperse the very essence of even the most potent entity, obliterating it completely. I can't see the royals of the old void taking too kindly to a threat like that. Seems those sorcerers are just as ruthless as the monsters they summoned. When it came to the glory of mhach, the ends justified the means. In any event, we can be certain that Diabolos seeks to secure the Nullstone before it falls into mortal hands, and thereby ensure that Skatak will reign unopposed. Alright, so we know what the fiends are after, but what I don't understand is why such a valuable relic was left behind when the mages knew a colossal flood was on the way. Its value was the very reason they chose not to risk its relocation. The Nullstone is kept within a structure constructed for the purpose, secured behind powerful wards and protected by deadly guardians. And with the rising of the waters, they reasoned that the artifact would be sunk along with the city, far beyond the reach of vengeful Voidsent. But now that Eupheme is more swamp than sea, the demons only have the wards and the guardians to deal with, and I doubt they'd be wasting their time down there in the mud if they didn't have some trick to break through the wards. Aye, this has become a race to see who can nab the treasure first, which is the sort of contest a Sky Pirate lives for. So we slip into the ruins, pinch the relic, then rescue Radlia right from under the fiend's noses. Well, I suppose we could save her while we're poking around for loot. I'll grab the new compass from Tata so we know where we're going. Check your weapons, pack your small clothes, and meet me by the landing when you're ready to fly. We'll fly directly to Yathium from here. Once we arrive, you forge ahead with your band of adventurers, and as you did on the Ark, just keep slicing into the depths until you reach that Nullstone. We don't want to risk getting knocked out of the skies like the Talons, so we'd best land a little ways out from the ruins and head in on foot. The Furball says he knows the place well enough to guide you, so me and the Red Bulls will follow behind on rescue duty. You concentrate on smashing a path through it to the artifact. We'll check the nooks and crannies for Radley and her crew. Don't let your guard down once you reach the ruins, though, eh? There's likely golems and such in there that what are worse than the fiends outside. And we wouldn't want our hero losing her head now, would we? The Weeping City of mhach is now available. Which is one of the things I need to do for... Okay.